Fitin10 Nation, it is day 70, and that means we are the final day of the fall 2023 challenge. Martina, can you believe that it is already done?
It's pretty fast.
10 weeks flies by. Everybody thinks it's super long challenge that I run, but it's not. You start, and then before you know it, you're at the halfway point, and then, now we're at day 70. So it just flies by. And, this is just a little taste of what we want you to continue doing as you move through the rest of your fitness journey, which we'll get into in a little bit here. Okay. But first, we're going to answer one more question, so let's get into that, Martina.
Sure.
This person writes, when one side of your body is very obviously stronger than the other, should training focus on strengthening out your weaker side?
No.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't be your focus. You can try to offset it by doing unilateral work.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I will tell you just from my own experience, it doesn't happen. It's always there, and even when you get stronger, just in general, there's always going to be that discrepancy. So your weaker side will get stronger, but there will always be that discrepancy. It has probably partially to do, at least, with, what is your dominant side?
Indeed.
What side do you typically use? I think even if somebody's ambidextrous, they're still going to have that difference in terms of strength and maybe accuracy, etc. So
I am.
You're ambidextrous?
I am.
You are?
Indeed.
How did I not know that you're ambidextrous?
12 years.
All right, Martina's ambidextrous. There you go. But you're not as strong you're not the same strength on each side, right?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I don't think there's any way, if you really devoted time and energy and that was your primary fitness focus, I am going to get that, maybe it's possible, I don't know. But on a general level, no, and I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Absolutely.
But you could do unilateral work, and I would probably suggest doing that for,
certain movements.
Yeah. So basically every side gets their own
amount of intensity, yes.
So it's not just spread across. Mm-hmm. All right, Martina, it is the final day here, so let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we want to impart as we move into, will be our next challenge actually in January. It'll be 4 weeks actually, yes. 4 weeks today. So, so let's do that. Martina, what do you think is the most important aspect of continuing with your fitness journey?
Exercise.
Exercise? Okay. Well, that's the easier part, right?
I know, it is easy. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing and do even more.
Right, which might be maybe they want to keep doing your classes.
That would be great,
right? Which is what we recommend.
They're ongoing, they're running all year round. You've seen what they look like. They are only to improve, right? Because I'm building it's like a repertoire of classes that I'm doing myself and everything to give you all the tools to do this on your own.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure you've experienced it by now. If you've been in our challenges, or maybe you're an existing client that's now just doing the classes, this is something that's really helpful. It's very easy to do, and Martina even does classes that are filmed and puts them online as well. But they're just easy because she just tells you exactly what you need to do, right? You just tell them what to do. When it comes to the food portion of this, of course, you can always move into another challenge. There is one coming up. Generally speaking, if you do really well in the challenge, I don't suggest actually doing another challenge. I would suggest doing some accountability with us. So we do that. We have an accountability program.
Indeed.
Obviously, it's not going to be the same expense of a challenge, but it will keep you going with the food.
Yeah,
and exercise if you need that as well.
Indeed. And then check-ins and just making sure you're on the right track.
Yes, but as just if you are deciding to just go off on your own, or if you are somebody who is just a bit of a lone wolf and maybe you've come across our video here and you just want to do things on your own, there are some things that are game changers when it comes to helping with weight loss, fat loss, body composition improvement, etc. So when it comes to diet, what do you think would be, or what are the couple things that come to your mind?
Well, the most important is protein.
Protein, yeah, I would agree with you. Protein intake, or trying to get in enough protein or a decent amount of protein at every meal, will be a game changer. Another thing that I would add into that would be eating single ingredient foods as much as you can. So again, these real whole foods. Doing those two things are game changers to your diet. If you just even though we give you portions in our challenges, and if you do our accountability, we give you macros and all of that, even if you just stick with, I am going to eat solely a good amount of protein, a protein strong food, not food that contains some protein, a protein dominant food. Every meal, along with single ingredient foods only.
Right. It's like basically meat, vegetable, fruit, nuts.
Your tubers, right? So your starches, or even grains to some degree. I mean, a lot of people do poo-poo grains, but let's leave them there for now.
Absolutely.
And of course, as we mentioned, our proteins, right? So all of our meats and fish and certain dairy, etc. So stick with the basic foods. And I guarantee you, even without measuring things out, if you just stick to those things consistently, day in, day out, you're going to see change. And then, when it comes to exercise, Martina, what do you suggest here?
Just to move.
Move? Okay. So that's very, very basic.
Yeah, because NEAT is so important, right? And one of the reasons why the classes are so special is because we just don't move enough. Would you spend your whole entire day moving around, then those classes would not even exist. They exist because, we spend way too much time seated, or moving from point A to point B, and we just don't move enough.
Well, I do have to agree with you. It sounds a bit mundane, but movement does get underplayed substantially. I will admit to you, even with myself, I appreciate movement more now
than ever. Yeah.
So, we used to run a studio, and when we ran the studio, I was on my feet a lot more. Now I'm not on my feet as much. I can see that difference. So I have to make that up by just getting out and moving.
Absolutely. Or doing your exercises, or doing your cardio, or going out for walks. You need to move.
Now, when it comes to dedicated exercise, resistance training, right? We really want to impart on you that resistance training, like Martina's classes. Martina's classes, obviously, or if you want to venture off on your own and join a gym and lift weights, this is another game changer. In addition to regular movement, your weight training is going to be a game changer when it comes to body composition change and when it comes to
weight loss.
Investment in keeping you more energy inefficient, right? Meaning your body's burning lots of energy. This is something that we want to make sure that we keep in there on a regular basis. And how many days a week would you suggest for weight training?
Minimum 3 times.
Minimum 3 times. Yeah. I mean, I would say bare minimum twice. But I think if you can keep consistently 3 days a week, as you become more proficient, even trying 4 days a week, I think might be a good mix. But I think that sweet spot, at least in the beginning, is 3 times a week. I would agree with you on that. So that's what you need to do. Taking a step back from the challenge here, just thinking very, very basic. Move more, weight train. When it comes to your food, think about single ingredient foods, and of course a good amount of protein every meal, which is what people don't do. I mean, we get this question all the time. I'm not really exercising as much, or I'm sick, so can I just not eat the protein now?
On the contrary.
No. This is what, I mean, we were just talking about this, was it this morning, I think, actually. We were talking about what people were eating, thousands of years ago. And especially during very cold periods, especially when the earth was covered in much more ice than what it is today. There just wasn't vegetation, so people were probably eating more than anything protein and probably fat. I mean, agriculture didn't exist.
I know.
So people were living off of protein. This is probably more something that is actually in our genome, which is probably why we respond really well to a high protein diet in terms of health markers and body composition. So this is something that I'm going to really, really impart on you. This is not a new thing, really. This is something that has been talked about for, or it's been popular now for, I would say, probably a good 40 years.
50.
And because it works. It just simply works. To our members of the challenge, we want to say kudos to you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for completing the challenge, for getting through, for trying. Obviously, this is our area of comfort. This is our area of expertise. This is our lifestyle, and we really hope that we impart on you that same kind of feeling, that same sort of mindset. That this needs to be the top of your list, because having an active lifestyle
Being healthy.
Being healthy has a bearing on the rest of your life. It allows you to perform the rest of your life. Martina, I think we ought to get to the message of the day here.
Okay.
This is one of my favorites, and it's very cheesy, but I want to remind you that you can start late, you can start over, you can be unsure, you can act differently, you can try and fail, and you can try and fail and try and fail and try and fail and try and fail and try and fail. And after all of that, you can still succeed. Don't ever think that you might as well just quit because it's just pointless. The only way you will not succeed is if you
don't try.
If you don't try. You've got to keep trying. So I'm going to read it out one more time, Martina. Or do you want to read it?
No, you go.
All right, I'll read it. So don't forget this. You can start late, you can start over, you can be unsure, you can act differently, you can try and fail and try and fail and try and fail and try and fail and try and fail, and you can still succeed. After all of that, you can still succeed, because after all, that's what it's about. Success is not something that happens overnight. Success is a process with a lot of bumps, hurdles, and what you may believe are failures. Right? Yeah. That's what you can expect when you try to work at something that's challenging. Positive energy.
Positive vibes.
Believe in yourself. And for the love of God, give some gratitude. For the love of God, give some gratitude. And we will be back with more videos. Our shorts will be going up, so stay tuned for those. Our shorts are not going to stop. Our regular videos will be back in 4 weeks.
See you soon.